Welcome to the Eat Better, Move Better, Live Better podcast presented by Flourish with Tracy, where we'll dive into the realms of holistic wellness, plant-based nutrition, yoga, and self-care to help you live your best life. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our special segments. Meditation Monday, start your week with mindfulness. Wellness Wednesdays, get the midweek boost you need. Sadhana Saturdays, dedicate weekends to personal growth. Join us as we explore and discuss all things to eat better, move better, and live better. Welcome. Today I'd like to explore something that you already know, but yet we feel we need to analyze or manufacture. But it's something that already lives within us. It's something that you uncover. Your purpose. How do you remember what you already know? How do you discover your soul purpose? When we hear the word purpose, we may think of our career, productivity, or a single defining role. But our soul purpose is not limited to a job title or some sort of external success. Our soul purpose is our unique frequency. What do you bring into the world that is unique and germane to you? What is the way your presence changes a room? What are the lessons you are here to embody, not just teach? This is sometimes called your dharma, your sacred path aligned with truth, service, and your inner integrity. Your soul purpose evolves over time and it has many expressions. It's lived moment by moment. It's not something you arrive at. You do not find your purpose by thinking harder. You recognize it by becoming more quiet. And there's a difference between a goal, which is our ego, and our soul guidance. The ego will ask, well, how will this make me look? How will this be approved? Is it impressive enough? Where our soul will ask, does this feel true? Does this bring aliveness or peace? Does this align with my values even if unseen? When we are driven by ego, our paths often feel urgent, anxious, and heavy. But when our soul is aligned with our path, we often feel clear and calm. We feel expansive rather than constricting. We feel energized even when challenged. Soul purpose doesn't always feel comfortable, but it does feel honest. And there are obstacles sometimes to knowing what your soul purpose is. Before the clarity comes, we must first name what is an obstacle, what clouds it. One is conditioning. Messages that we've absorbed from external sources most of the time about who we should be. And those sources sometimes come from childhood or our cultures. A second obstacle is comparison. We're measuring our path against someone else's timeline or expectations. Fear of disappointing others, fear of being seen, fear of stepping into responsibility. And then over-identifying with roles, believing that you are your job, your title, your trauma, or your past choices. These obstacles don't mean you're off path, they just mean that you're human. It's okay to be human. Awareness is where you begin to dissolve these obstacles. So I'd like to invite you to reflect, to take an opportunity to listen to your soul. If you wish, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze, bringing one hand to your heart and one to the belly. And just begin to notice your breath See your breath as the messenger between your body and your spirit. Without forcing an answer, ask yourself, when do I feel most alive? What themes repeat in my life even when circumstances shift or change? What do people naturally come to me for? What feels meaningful even when no one is watching? If sensations or emotions rise, welcome them. The soul often speaks in symbols, not sentences, and rest here for a few moments. You can release your hands and open your eyes. Purpose is not just known, it's lived through your body. So what's the difference between an embodied soul purpose and intellectually knowing? You can notice how truth feels. It's a softening in your chest, a deep exhale, a grounded sense of knowing yes. And if it is soul aligned, the body will often relax, even if the mind is uncertain. See your body as a sacred compass. And then once you have connected with your soul purpose, live it daily. You don't need a major overhaul. It's very simple. Your soul purpose is practiced through how you listen, how you speak, how you care for yourself, how you show up when it would be easier to withdraw. Small aligned choices accumulate into what is meaningful. You can begin by just asking yourself, what would alignment look like today? So trust yourself. Silently affirm, I trust the unfolding of my path. I allow clarity to arrive in its own time. I honor the wisdom within me. And imagine your soul purpose not as a destination, but as a gentle light that you carry. It doesn't blind, it guides. The soul purpose is different for each of us. And it's often misunderstood as something grand or singular, but in truth it just shows up in how you live, not in just what you do. Here are some examples of how soul purpose can express itself. If your soul purpose is healing, it may express as a therapist, a teacher, a nurse, a parent, one who creates emotional safety, or a friend who listens without trying to fix. If your soul purpose is truth-telling, you may be a writer, a speaker, artist, an advocate, or simply a person who courageously names what others avoid. If your soul purpose is bringing beauty and harmony, it may be expressed through design, cooking, gardening, creativity, music, or the way you can create a peaceful environment. If your soul purpose is awakening others, maybe you won't teach at all, but perhaps just through your presence, the questions you ask, the way you model integrity, may be how you awaken. And if your soul purpose is learning and wisdom, you may move through many paths, gathering insight and sharing it when the time is right. Notice that none of these examples are limited to one role, an income level, or a life stage. Soul purpose is less about what you do and more about how the energy moves through you. So what qualities do you naturally bring into spaces? What feels meaningful even when it's quiet or unseen? Where do you feel a sense of inner rightness? So think about bringing awareness back to your breath And realize that your soul purpose is not a task to complete. It's a current that moves through your life. It moves through your choices, through your words, through your ability to be present with yourself and others. You do not need to rush to define it. You do not need to compare it. You do not need to justify. You just simply need to allow your purpose to reveal itself gently and to trust the timing of how it unfolds for you, and to honor the wisdom that you have within and have gathered through your lived experiences. And if doubt arises, let it pass like a cloud. If clarity arises, let it rest lightly without grasping. Both the doubt and the clarity are part of the path, part of the learning, part of the discovery, part of the alignment. So take a moment to sense one small way alignment could be expressed. A conversation spoken honestly, a boundary honored, a moment of rest chosen without guilt, or an act of service offered without needing recognition. Let it be enough. Your soul purpose is not something you are late to. It's been with you through every season of your life, through confusion, clarity, growth, and rest. Nothing's been wasted. Every experience has refined your ability to live your truth more fully. And as you leave this practice, remember, you're not here to replicate someone else's path. You're here to embody your own frequency. May you trust your inner knowing. May you walk with courage and softness. May your life itself become the teaching. May you discover and embrace and embody your soul purpose. Thank you for spending time in space today. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's insights help you on a personal journey towards a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to join every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for more self-care and holistic wellness tips. Before you go, make sure to comment, click the bell, like, and subscribe buttons for upcoming episode notifications. Be sure to always consult a medical professional before making any major changes regarding your health, diet, or routine. In the meanwhile, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, every step you take is one step closer to a better you. Until next time, keep flourishing, and as always, may all be well.